The rumor that One Direction is getting back together appears online at least once a year, and if you're a skeptical person like me, it won't bother you anymore. But it seems that everyone's wishes will finally come true. The news resurfaced again, but this time one of the members actually confirmed that the boys are working on something special together, and the fans found evidence that something really may be going on. So keep watching to find out about the clues that One Direction may reunite sooner than we think. But before we get into this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications to not miss our videos. And share this one with your people. Now let's begin. It's been almost 5 years since One Direction announced that they're going on hiatus. Over the last 4 years, the boys have been focusing on their solo projects, but the fans of the band as a 4 or 5 piece hoped that the band would still reunite. After all, they had a good reason for that, because when the band announced the break, they claimed that they would be gone for only 18 months. They gave the fans serious trust issues, but the army of Directioners still believed that 1D would be back as promised. It didn't matter that one of them had an album coming out and another announced a world tour. One Direction's breakup, or hiatus, whatever you prefer, came after Zayn unexpectedly quit the band in the middle of a tour. Do you remember where you were and what you were doing when you heard the news? Zayn suddenly left the On the Road Again tour on March 25, 2015, and flew home from Thailand after allegedly getting caught cheating on his then-fiancée Perry Edwards from the girl band Little Mix. Apparently, he went home to talk things through with her, but a few weeks later, the couple announced that they had broken up. I guess at that moment, Zayn just wanted to leave his old life behind. After his departure, the official One Direction Facebook account released the infamous statement starting with the words, "After 5 incredible years, Zayn Malik has decided to leave One Direction. Niall, Harry, Liam, and Louis will continue as a 4-piece, look forward to the forthcoming concerts of their world tour, and recording their 5th album, due to be released later this year." And that's what they did. The 4 boys finished the tour, released their album, Made in the AM, and with a final goodbye performance on the British X Factor, they went their separate ways to pursue solo projects. And while in the post-1D interviews, Zayn criticized the band and said that their music sucks and that he didn't really make any friends in the group, the other 4 boys said that it was a shame that they didn't get to tour and perform the songs from their last album. Maybe that's one of the things that gave the fans hope that there's a chance for the band to get back together. At least just one more time? So after the split, Niall, Harry, Liam, and Louis all have been focusing on solo projects. They've of course released music, went into acting, modeling, and did some charity stuff. With all these endeavors, there came promo interviews. And I just can't tell you how many times they've been asked if One Direction will ever get back together. Honestly, even I got tired of that question. So imagine how they must have felt. It seems that Harry Styles banned all topics related to One Direction from his interviews, and it wasn't clear if he'd ever be up for a reunion with his former bandmates. Doesn't his new style and One Direction's old style clash a little bit anyway? But recently, something's changed, and he doesn't shy away from answering One Direction-related questions anymore. He's not the one who revealed that the band is planning to reunite, though. The other week, Liam Payne released a new song, and in an exclusive interview with The Sun, he confirmed that the boys are secretly working on something. Out of all the boys, Liam is the one who gets asked the comeback question the most, and he usually just says some random date, like, "Yeah, I'm sure that in 2 years it will happen." But this time, there's a very special occasion. So on the 23rd of July, One Direction will have their 10-year anniversary of when they were put together as a band on the X Factor. Because of that, the fans quietly hoped that maybe the boys would do something special. And it seems that their wishes may actually come true, and they will see the boys together again. Probably they won't see each other in person because of the current situation in the world, but still. But will there be 4 or 5 of them? Now listen to this. In the interview with The Sun, Liam Payne confirmed that One Direction is planning a special project together to mark their 10th anniversary in July. He said that they've all been speaking together a lot over the last few weeks, but he's not sure what he can reveal at the moment. There are a few different things that they're all working on trying to make happen, and people are forwarding emails around. It's also been a really good time for them to connect again. That's not all, because Page 6 revealed that One Direction's secret anniversary project includes ideas going from reuniting for a TV special to a new single. A tour definitely won't happen, at least not now, mainly because of the pandemic, and because all 5 boys are now on different recording labels and have solo deals. A source close to one of the singer's management team said that there's still a long way to go and a lot of obstacles. Of course, at the moment, anything they decide to do would have to be done virtually. But there are a lot of good intentions between them now, and they want to make something happen. I mean, we'll take anything, as long as we see them together, right? The source also said that the guys have watched how the Rolling Stones have managed to keep the group together as well as their solo careers through the decades. Right now, each of the 1D boys wants to somehow thank the fans for their 10 years of loyalty. Despite their solo successes, each of them knows that the greatest thanks they can give to their fans is for them to do something together in a tribute to where things began. It's not a secret that their relationships are very different now than they used to be, but they all know that they wouldn't be where they are now without what the group achieved together. And because the One Direction fans are like detectives, they have discovered that the group's recent online activity may also be hinting at the possibility of a reunion. The first thing that made the fans go crazy was that they have noticed that Harry, Liam, Louis, and Niall have all re-followed Zayn on Twitter. Sadly, Zayn hasn't followed them back, but the thing is that maybe they never unfollowed him in the first place? This could be true, but apparently people have been receiving notifications that the 4 boys followed their ex-bandmate. Because of that, the hashtag #OneDirectionReunion trended on Twitter. If this isn't enough for you, the former members have also re-followed the official One Direction Twitter account. Besides that, all 5 of the band's albums are now available on Apple Music. And the fans discovered that One Direction's profile on the streaming website features a picture of all 5 members. Then, other fans pointed out that Zayn Malik is no longer listed as an ex-member of the band on Google, and is now back to being vocals. And last but not least, the official One Direction website has also been reactivated for the first time since the band went on hiatus in 2016. Do these clues sound convincing? If not, some fans also noticed that the One Direction Twitter account created lists for all the band members separately, including Zayn. And there's also a list called One Direction Day VIPs. What could that mean? Oh, and also recently, Niall and Liam had a FaceTime call that they shared on Instagram stories. And what did the other members of the band say about a future reunion? In March, Niall Horan appeared on The Late Late Show with James Corden and took a lie detector test. He was asked if 1D would ever get back together again, and he responded yes. Was it a lie? No, the test confirmed the answer to be true. But also earlier this year, Niall said that the only way for the band to come together again would be if Zayn got back in touch. Horan has no bad blood with him, but as he said, some things have a lifespan, so we'll see what happens. The one who famously has beef with Zayn is Louis Tomlinson. When he was asked about a reunion in January, he replied that he thought it would happen at some point because they'd be stupid not to get back together. He also said that he didn't feel ready to make up with Zayn because he believes that his former friend and bandmate had been disrespectful when he talked badly about the band in interviews. And as I mentioned before, even Harry Styles, who seemed the most reluctant to definitely say yes to a reunion, has changed his tune. Last year, he told Rolling Stone magazine that he didn't think that he'd ever say he'd never do it again. That's a bit of a complicated answer, but at least it's positive. And just recently, during an interview with SiriusXM, Harry was asked if he'd consider having a virtual 1D reunion with the boys over a Zoom call. He answered that he didn't know if that's the reunion they had in mind, and if that would be the right way to do it. And just to make it clear why One Direction was the biggest boy band of the last decade, let me remind you what they had achieved. As of 2020, the band has sold a total of 50 million records worldwide. During their relatively short time together, they won 200 awards, including 7 Brit Awards, 4 MTV VMAs, 6 Billboard Music Awards, 7 American Music Awards, and 28 Teen Choice Awards. They'd never been nominated for a Grammy, which their fans think is a huge mistake. Do you think One Direction should have had at least one Grammy nomination? The band also released 5 albums in 5 years and toured 4 of them all around the world, which, by the way, is not a typical work schedule for a regular artist. They also hosted a 7-hour live stream for their fans where they took part in all sorts of competitions and performed their songs. Even though One Direction and their fan base are underestimated, they definitely left their mark on pop music history. Do you guys think that all these signs mean that One Direction will do something really special for their anniversary? Or are the fans exaggerating? Do you think that Zayn will join the other boys? Let's talk about it in the comments. And remember to subscribe to CurioSips to stay up to date with our videos. Give this one a thumbs up and share it with your friends. See you.